Hello guys, Sylvester here. So now that you've done your interior with BookBolt, or you've done it with however you want to do it, some people will go through doing the same thing with Canva. I showed you a YouTube video where you can also do this, how you can do this. So what you don't want to do is to just upload the interior just like that. The reason being that there are other thousands of people who are doing the same thing on BookBoat. But what makes you unique is other contents that you will be merging this with. So in this particular lesson, I'm going to be showing you what to do after generating your interior so that your book will be unique and Amazon will disturb you while publishing it. So once your interior is ready, I want you to head over to Canva. So let me open my Canva and let me create a new book. We did that stuff with inches, right? And it was 8.5 by 11, right? That's our size. So I'm going to create a new design. This new design is what will be merging with our current interior that we just generated. So I'm going to be adding some things to this design. Let's say square, right? Let's just do something that looks a little unique so that we'll know that this is what we did for ourselves. So let me just put on margins. How you can do that if you're using a mobile phone. I'm actually using a mobile phone intentionally because I found out that most of the people using the course are mobile phone users. So I'm going to show you how to do this. So I clicked on these three dots right here, right? And then I clicked on show margins. So it's going to show you the margins of your paper size, right? We can see it. So what I'm doing is going to be within these margins, right? So I'm going to bring this down, right? So I'm going to spread this one, bring this one down, take this one to the side, right? So I'm going to change the color to white. I mean, you can always do what you want. I'm just going to show you what to do just to add new contents to make your own unique. So I'm going to increase the border weight a little bit, say 3. Let's say 3, right? And let's see how it looks. Right. So this is what I'm coming up with. I'm going to add some text. Let me choose text. And I'm going to add a heading. I'm going to edit it. If you want to edit it, you can simply click on this, right? So I'm going to click on edit, and I will say this recipe book, right? Then I will minimize the size, right? So I'm going to try and minimize the size. I'm going to come to font size. This is font size, right? So I'm going to come to click on font size, then reduce the font size. If I want to carry it, I'm going to click and hold this button here and move it up, right? This recipe book. I can change the font type. The font type is the style of this writing. The style of this writing, right? I can change it by coming to font. This is font right here, right? So I'm going to click on font, and then I'll browse through anyone that tickles my fancy, right? I'm going to see how this looks. Nope. I'm going to check for this. Okay, I can go with it. This is just an example, right? So I'm going to duplicate this. If you want to duplicate, just click on this. The reason why I'm duplicating it is so that I can retain the font size and the font style. So I'm going to duplicate it and drag it down. This recipe book belongs. So I'm going to click on edit just like we did previously. And I'm going to delete belongs to, right? It's just you personalizing this. Okay, I think I'm going to change the font color. So I'm going to click on font and I'm going to look for something fancy. Fancy. Let me look for something fancy. Let me try this. Nope. Let me check this. Okay, so we can actually do with this. This is just for example. It's not like we are actually working. If you're doing it, you're going to see how to make it better, right? So belongs to. The next thing I will do is to add an element, right? So I'm going to click outside the work and then I'll click on plus. This plus here. I'll click on plus. I'll click on element. I'll click on element because I want to add a line. When I click on element, it's going to load. You can see that on the line here. If the line doesn't appear, you can actually search for it with this search button here. So I'm going to click on this particular line here. That's the one I want to use. So I'm click on it. It's loaded. I'm going to stretch it out. Stretch this part out. Right. So I'm going to duplicate just for in case the name is double. So once I do something like this, I can add another page that says something else or doesn't say anything at all. So I'm going to download this, right? I'm going to download this and I'll do something. So I'm going to, like you can see, this is very simple. I'm going to download it and I'll add another design. Click on this button at the top right. So when I click on it, it will show you these options, right? You can just click on download, right? When you click on download, it will bring you option of how and what format you want to download. So I'm going to click on this PNG here, right? So that I can choose from the options. What I want to choose is to download it as a PDF print. So I'm going to download this as a PDF print and I'm going to click on download. So it's going to download my file right now. And voila, my file is downloaded. So I'm going to go back, right? I'm going to cancel all these things. And then I'm just going to press home, the button at the top left. So I'm going to create another design, something else, something very simple. Say note to self. So I'm going to go with the custom size again. Make sure that you are changing this make sure that you are changing these pixels to inches, because if you don't change it, the size will not be the same and Amazon will keep rejecting your book interior. Please take note of that. Click on a pixel, put it in inches, this IN here, right? So I put it in inches. I put the interior 8.5 by 11. This is dependent on your size of the book you're publishing. It's not must that it has to be 8.5 by 11. There are other paper sizes that you can actually use. And when we were generating our interior with book bolts, we actually chose 8.5 by 11. That is why I'm making all these other interiors the same size. So once I'm done choosing the size, I'm going to click on create new design, right? It's basically the same thing we did just now. So we can see that automatically our margins are showing, right? Because we did it the last time. So what I want to do here is to put an element, and that will be a square, right? Just to make the margins So I'm going to put a square. I'm going to drag the sizes to the edges. So I'm going to bring this down just like what we did the last time. Again, this is not a must that you would do it this way that I'm doing it. This is to show you how you can actually make your own book unique so that you don't have the same interior with someone else. So I'm going to give it white color, and then for the style I'm going to increase the border width with 3 so that it will be a little pronounced. So let me see how it is. Right, so what I can do is add a text, a header text. How I added text is by clicking on this text button here, right? And then I'll click on add a heading, and then I'll click on edit, just the way I showed you earlier. I'll just put notes here, right? And then I can drag it up, and then I can reduce the size with font size, reduce it so that it's looking small, right? Make sure that it's in the center. So these notes will allow the user to put notes into this particular recipe book in case the person wants to, right? So I can save this as a PDF just the way we previously did. So I'm going to click on this particular button here, right? So I'm going to click on it, and I'm going to click on download, and then I'll download as a PDF print, right? PDF print. And then I'm going to click on download. So once you're done doing these things, what you can do now is to merge your file. You merge the first one we did, which was this notebook belongs to, right? And then the second one is this notes. And then you merge it with the one we previously downloaded with BookBox, our main interior. So I'm going to show you how to do that right now. So we're going to be using an app called Small PDF. You can actually do this with a lot of other tools online, but I prefer to use Small PDF. So I downloaded the app, but then it has a web version that you can also use. So this is my Small PDF. Nope. So this is my Small PDF app, right? You can download this from Google Play Store. I don't know about iPhone users, but iPhone users can also use it on the web, smallpdf.com. Smallpdf.com. You can also use it on the web if it doesn't have an iOS version. So if you are using an Android, you can actually head over to Play Store and just type small PDF, and you can download this one with this logo, right? This one with this particular icon. You can see that I've already downloaded it. That is why it has opened here. So I'm going to open my small PDF file so that you can see how I merge my PDFs so that it will be one file. One thing you can also bear in mind is know where your files are stored. The first interior from BookBoat and the designs from Canva, so that it will be easy for you to actually work on. So I'm going to be clicking on tools here, right? If you're using this app, go to tools, and then you can see this tool that says merge files, right? Merge files. I want you to click on merge files, and then you can see that it says add files here. I want you to click on add files. It will open your it's going to open your what's it called, your phone memory, and you can actually view the files that you want to upload. So I'm going to go to the location where my files are. My files are in my phone memory, in my downloads, in my Canva, right? So these are my files. So I'm just going to select all of them, right? Just click and hold until you see the check mark. This is a check mark, right? That this file has been selected. Then you can select the other ones that you've done. Once you're done with it, you can click on this next select button at the top. Click on select, and it will bring up your pages to save it to cloud, and then you will see how to do this in a minute. So you can just, once all these are done, what you can do is click on these files. Just click on these files, make sure of the one that you want to work on, right? Click on them, then click on merge, this button below by the right. Just click on merge, and then you can see how you can actually arrange them, right? You can see how you can actually, if you want to put the recipe book under, right? Because recipe book is supposed to be the last page. So I'm going to drag it down, right? I'm not sure which one is the first one here. So I'm going to check. I'm going to go to my files so that I'll check this. I don't want to make mistakes. So the first one is, the one that is supposed to be first is 051421. 051421. All right, that's supposed to be the first one. So once you make sure of these things, click on merge, and let's close this first. Then the file is merged, right? I can click on the three dots here. I can click on the three dots here for my merged file, and then I'll click on save to device, right? Once I click on save to device, it's going to ask me the name. So I'm going to name it something that I can easily remember it with. Something to say recipe book finished, right? So I'm going to save it inside Canva. So no, this is not the Canva I meant. So I'm going to go to download Canva, and then I'll save it here. So it says saving completed successfully. So I'm going to go to my files again, and you can see, oh, I didn't spell this right. It's finished, right? So I'm going to open my recipe book. Let me see how it looks right now. So I'm going to open. You can see this recipe book belongs to, you can see notes. Now you can see your recipe book, right? You can see that this is actually unique now. You can freestyle and add some other things that will make your recipe book, or whatever type of book, low or no content book that you're publishing, to be unique, right? So this is what makes you stand out from other people. You can also make research and see the type of contents in the category of interiors that you want to publish, so that it will make it easier for you to get the ideas of what you're supposed to be including in your page. So this, you can see that this is not numbered. So if you want to number this type of PDF file, okay, we can actually use the online tool to do that. So let's say number PDF file, right? And then when we visit this page, we can actually use ilovepdf.com. These are the two tools I love to use with PDF. ilovepdf.com and smallpdf.com. So I'm going to use ilovepdf.com, and then I'm going to select the PDF file, right? And we are going to download Canva recipe book finished, right? So it's going to upload my book. I can actually choose where I want to number these pages, right? So I can click settings, this setting icon here. I can click on settings, and I can choose the position where I want it to be by clicking any of the what's it called, the spaces on the column. So I want it to be on the top right. Right. Let me see if it's a good position. Okay, that's not bad. I can actually leave it there. It depends on what you want. So you can choose to skip the first page and start from the second page by going to this page. First number is, you can say first number, you can start from 2 and then from page 1 or page 2, right? From page 1 to from page 2. So if you put from page 2, it's going to skip the first page and start numbering from the second page. If you choose from page 3, it's going to skip the first and second page and start numbering from the page 3. I hope this is simple enough. And then you can just click on, once you're done setting, you can just click on add page numbers. So I'm going to click on add page numbers, and the numbers has been added. I can just click on download PDF number, this particular icon. So I'm going to download that. Once it's done downloading, I'm going to see my file. So that's downloaded. So I can go back to my files and let me see my download folder. What is the name again? Let me see the name. Recipe book. Recipe book. Recipe book. Okay. This is the numbered pages. So I'm going to open it and see how it looks. So you can see that it skipped the first page because I said start numbering from page 2. And you can see the page numbers. Let me zoom that in. You can see 1. You can see 2, right? So your pages have been numbered. So that is how you can actually make your book unique. I hope this video was simple enough. Please go on and generate as much low and no content books, but be careful how you do these interiors so that you don't get questions or banned by Amazon. I hope this was simple enough again, and I will see you in the next lesson.